Action!
What do you do, everyone? Welcome to it.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to episode 14 of Podcarst and Ride. We're there. We're getting there.
We're getting there. It's all about cars. We love cars, right?
Definitely. And we're learning every single day, every single time, every single opportunity we get. We get to learn. We get to educate ourselves as well and even educate you. I know there's quite a number of people that even say Horobona. They don't know much about cars. But ever since they started watching Podcarst and Ride, they've been learning a lot.
And they actually enjoying cars.
Yeah.
But just a quick one before we even start. I need to do some corrections. Already.
T-Pex.
Yeah, already. I just want to T-Pex a few things. Last time I spoke about AMG and I said it had 3 owners. It's actually 2. Thanks for all the riders who helped me out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what else? When I was talking about AMG as well and Alpina, guys, I was saying that the story of how the cars began is that it was people who started the company to tune cars and they ended up getting bought by the company that actually they tune. Because you know what I mean? So basically AMG tuned Mercedes-Benzes, got bought by Mercedes. Alpina tunes BMW and Minis, got bought by BMW for rights, naming rights as well. So that's basically what I'm saying. I wasn't comparing AMG to Alpina because Alpina you compare it to Brabus. Yeah. That's what I was saying. So I hope that's fine. And another thing is that I said, when we were talking about gallons, we were converting. I was saying that I was supposed to say it's about 60 to 70 liters. 60 to 70 rand per gallon. A gallon is like over 3 liters. So when you convert it, it becomes just around 20 rand per liter. That's how much Americans are paying. But even then, I mean, petrol, gas in America is very, very cheap.
It
you know what I mean? So that's why they're complaining so much because they used to pay. That's why they drive those big cars because gas was like really, really cheap in America. So everyone's complaining about it. Obviously because COVID-19, Ukraine and Russia and everything that's been happening, the economy is in a bad space. So yeah, those are some of the corrections that I made. And thank you to all those people who actually corrected me nicely. Someone was like, hey, you compare Alpina to Brabus. Do your research. When I listen.
Guys,
you know what the thing is that we talk about this all the time. I'm like, guys, yes, you know the thing.
We stand to be corrected.
We stand to be corrected. And remember, now by the time we come and shoot this episode, I literally go through about 10 to 15 articles the night before. I am reading. And even if you watch Top Gear, dude, like when they do the news, they have papers, They used to have papers and they used to read. You know what I mean? So they need to understand, people need to understand that sometimes you get your facts a bit mixed up because I read a lot.
So yeah, guys, we're all about correcting each other. We're all about learning. So even if there's something that we say that you don't agree with, like let us know nicely.
Yeah, guys.
You know, you don't have to all the time la. Linda, they came for me telling me that I said Kimang Lewis does not earn the same amount of money as Max. Guys, in all honesty, articles also sometimes don't give us facts. That's why now. Do you get me? So I probably read an article that told me that Lewis is earning 40 and then another article probably said 50 and Max is getting 24, 26 somewhere else. I could say, you know, we're not getting their check. What if Ipahami this weekend and here we are debating about something that we don't know, you know? So let's educate each other nicely. But anyway, getting into news.
Yeah, but also I want to just, why did MacG call me last week on the show? You don't tell that guy nothing, guys.
No, whatever you do in your life, you never tell MacG anything.
No, guys.
He does not know about your personal life.
Now everyone's talking about my dick. It is so annoying, bro. Like, everyone's just like, hey, where's that son? From a polo neck to a round neck.
It's so annoying. All the time. Now,
yeah, no, I'm never going to tell MacG fuck all from now on. Dog, I'm just like, if this thing gets to my parents, guys, I'm a pastor's kid.
He's a pastor's kid.
And if she has it, I'm doing mushrooms. I'm going to be to church for the next 6 months, every Sunday. So please, don't say anything.
Whatever you do, don't tell MacG
Don't
anything.
tell MacG
guys.
anything, guys.
Nothing.
Oh,
He
wow,
must
wow.
not know anything about your life. You will regret it.
So yeah, it was.
Anyway.
But shout out to him, man. I had a good time.
Yeah, no.
Shout out to him. But anyway, let's get into news.
Let's get into
There's a lot
news.
that's happening, dog. And I think the biggest story, I think, for me is definitely about the 4,000 high-end cars that are at the bottom of the ocean right now.
Worth $300 million.
Yeah,
Rands or dollars? Dollars.
It's so crazy because 2 weeks ago, there was a ship called the Felicity Ace. It's a cargo ship. It's from the Volkswagen Group, actually. It caught fire on the ocean. And after it caught fire on the ocean, they tried to get the fire, extinguish the fire, but it suffered a lot of structural damages to a point where all the cars sank, dude. And some of the cars that are in there include Porsches. There's a 2020, dude. There were Bentleys. There's a 2022 Porsche 718 Spider that sank to the bottom of the ocean. There are custom-made vehicles there. All of them, they're at the bottom of the ocean right now.
That's insane.
Worth over 300 million rand. So Volkswagen was like, hey guys, yes, we have insurance, so don't worry about it. But can you imagine, because now the thing about cars is that the supply alone production has been seeing a lot of flames because of COVID-19. There's a chip problems. There's always some stop and halt in terms of having to make those cars. So imagine having to remake those cars, how long it's going to take to get those cars.
They're at a loss.
Oh, imagine
So
you are
much
sitting
money.
there in your company, they're like, hey, there's a claim at $300 million.
So much money. That's a lot
another
of
sad
guap.
thing about it is that the ecological impact of those cars in the ocean is going to be a mess, because obviously all the oil and all the fumes and all the stuff that shouldn't be in the ocean, it's probably going to fuck up the ocean as well. So
Are they not maybe trying to find ways to get the cars out?
They can't. Apparently, they're like, all right, guys, we'll have to leave them there. Literally, they sank to the bottom of the ocean, like on the floor. On the floor, meters and meters and meters and meters and meters down. Who's going to go dive and fetch 4,000 cars?
Yes. Guy also.
Where do you start? Also,
4,000 cars, that's insane.
4,000 cars at the bottom of the ocean.
That's crazy.
Yo. Yeah, ne?
Here in South Africa,
Yeah.
our ministers, personally, I feel like that is something that was very unnecessary. But over 19 million was spent on cars by ministers in South Africa. Guys.
Just before lockdown.
Our
before we
economy,
too hard lockdown.
when our economy is going through so much. But the ministers wanted to buy new cars. I don't know.
And I think it's around 24. They put 24 luxury cars. And so basically what they've done is that they cap it at around 700,000. But then they go like, 700,000. So they added another 100,000.
So they are given
a cap. So they are given a cap. So it was like 800,000 now. The cap is 800,000 in terms of cars that they've bought. And they've bought quite a lot, dude.
Is this per individual?
Yeah,
or?
per individual.
Okay.
So every person of public interest gets, especially your ministers and what, they get around 700,000 for a budget for a car. And I mean, they've bought, like, for example, they've been XC60s that were bought. There were 5 series that were bought.
Q5,
dude, A6s that were bought. Around
guys.
750,000 and 5 series. There's a Q5 40 TDI, 726,000 that was spent by a minister. Dude, there's a whole lot. I mean, we have an A6 there as well that was bought. I think it's Pravin Gordon who bought it for over 780,000. There are a lot of ministers who bought new cars just before lockdown. So it was so sad because a lot of people were like, dude, they were really unnecessary considering we were in hard lockdown as well. It doesn't really make sense for us to buy cars.
There's so much that money can do within our country at this point, you know.
But also, what must they buy? What must they travel with?
Ba rekeng di X5. Ba rekelen di X5 fela kaofela ba ba ride.
But there's some of them have bought X5s. They're all around. Some of them are around 800,000. So I think they're probably like your your X5 3-liter diesels.
Yeah.
Then, so that's probably the ones that they're getting. So there's ultimately they're still going to be spending their same amount of money. So I'm wondering to myself now, okay, so what must they get? The Corolla. But also you think about it that this is a person of public interest. Their safety is also a concern. So should they be in a slow car? If anything happened, they bache sana and all that. What must happen? You know what I mean?
And their cars don't even have the internet. The
bulletproof.
Bulletproof.
They're not even bulletproof. So that also begs the question: or what must happen? Or should they be getting cheap
that's
cars?
another budget.
You know
Also,
what I
if you're
mean?
going to
Should
be
they
bulletproofing
get cheap
cars?
cars? They must get bulletproof. Should they? What must happen for them ultimately? If we're saying that they mustn't spend money on cars, what must they be doing to be transported? You know. So it's a catch-22 situation. I can say, Joe. I'm just
It's tricky. I just find it very tricky, especially just looking at how the economy was and is still standing right now. It's a little bit shaky, you know. I feel like certain things we can try avoid, but this is a conversation for another day and another podcast.
It's a
really,
very, very tough situation to talk about. I just want to highlight a quick question, man. Not a quick question, but there's been articles circulating around about the new Polo that has come out. I like it. Looks very, very nice. Not gonna lie.
I think it also looks very sexy.
I love it. I love it very much. But there's an article that came out that people aren't stealing the lights anymore, the headlights anymore. They're taking the whole front bumper.
And replacing the whole front bumper is
a lot of money, because remember that the car's still new, so there's not a lot of aftermarket parts where you can get it. I mean, you can't even go to a scrapyard to go get the front bumper. Where are you gonna go to a scrapyard because the cars are still new? No one has bumped their car yet. You know what I mean? And they're not enough. You know. And obviously, ordering it will also take it. So you literally have to go to a VW branch to go get it. And if you're not insured, and sometimes you realize, or you buy your car and you have a waiting period for your insurance, and then they take your front bumper while you're in your waiting period, and they're not going to pay. And apparently, they can go to around 100K to replace the whole front thing. So, yeah, guys, it's a bit of a tough situation. And the reality is that the Polo is popular. And I was saying that in one of the interviews on radio the other day. I was like, dude, the reality is that they take these things because the car is popular. And it's not necessarily because it's stealable or anything. You know what I mean? If a Rolls Royce was the most popular car in South Africa, guess what they'd be stealing? Rolls Royce. So it's a demand thing, you know what I mean, more than anything. So, to all the VW guys who are buying their Polos, just be careful. I don't know.
There
was that badges.
Now they're
I have
taking
a
your
Polo. They
whole
once took
front,
my
though.
front fender, Joe. I was out at Groove. And then I'm just like, not my front fender. I mean, my grill at the bottom here. They once took it, and I'm just like, what the hell, dude? When I arrived there, I'm like, what's going on? Exactly. You know what I mean? And it wasn't that expensive, like around. It was the front. What? I can't remember. It was a long time ago, you know. So they took mine, go Groove as well, you know. So it's tough out there. Just make sure that you insure your car. It's very, very important. You can't leave the dealership if you haven't insured your car. That one is a standard. But make sure if you have to sit your waiting period, leave your car in the garage.
Insurance is very important, guys. Insurance is very important. In future, we'll get someone that's going to advise us on insurances, you know. Very important for us to also educate ourselves about getting insurances for cars, you know. And sometimes you'll find, no, but I've been paying this for years. I haven't had like an accident. I haven't needed to use my insurance. And the moment you decide, I don't need this anymore, life will happen. Life will happen. You know, so it's important. It's important to just make sure that you have insurance.
That's also very important. But let's look at quickly the news. Just a lot of news. Let's just look at some of the cars that have come out. And I think what I'm excited about is the Toyota Corolla GR. You know, I'm a big fan of the Yaris GR, right? That pocket rocket. I love it so much, and that's my favorite. I love it. And now that they're bringing a Corolla version of it, so basically what it's like, the GR is basically like how they it's like AMG. It's like AMG M Sport, you know what I mean? It's like so it's like the sports version of those vehicles. So the GR is the sports version of the Yaris, and now they're coming with the Corolla hatch. And honestly, let me tell you, I'll be honest, the Corolla hatch is one of the most gorgeous looking hatches on the road, dude.
Really?
And my thing was always been like, guys, look, this car looks really nice. It looks really, really sporty. You need to give us a bit of a performance engine on the vehicle. So now that they actually are, funny enough, they're actually having the same engine that is on the Yaris GR inside the Corolla, which is going to impact it because it's a bit heavier, so it's not going to be as fast as the Pocket Rocket. But other than that, John, I'm excited about it. They haven't said if it's coming to South Africa or not, but I'm excited about it to see whether it will. So,
Interesting times. Interesting
Is that it for the news?
No. How can it?
Oh, we
stop?
forgot!
Please, Formula One. Please respect Formula One. Please. There's so much happening in Formula One space. Hey, firstly, the CEO Stefan is involved now with this Drive to Survive season 4 situation thing that's going on. A lot of drivers are complaining that the storyline is a little bit exaggerated. I know Max also went out and also reported that he feels like Lando has been put out there as something that he's not, and quite a number of them are saying, some footage, some radio has been used on different clips, but I mean, that's TV, guys.
Someone once told me about television is that honestly, television does not owe anything to reality.
No,
you know what I
doesn't.
mean?
And
so
the
if
moment
it's
you sign, it's done.
You know what I mean? So
done.
listen, also it's entertainment value. You need to bring some sort of entertainment value. I mean, honestly, like look at reality shows. If you want real reality show, that's CCTV.
True,
That's CCTV. And what are you going to do with CCTV the whole day? You know what I mean? You need to be able to have some sort of dramatics nyana that are coming into the effect. So honestly, I'm just like, but also if you're going to base it on real stories and real stuff that has happened, at least try to kind of like touch on the stories.
Fine-tuned that thing. I personally, even when I was watching it, I was like, I don't know, some of the clips and the radios, they don't make sense. If you watch Formula One and you also watch Drive to Survive, you watch it properly, you'll tell, no, man, some of the things are not making sense here. But storyline, personally, I feel like it's good. Everything, Drive to Survive season 4 is beautiful. From the, just the snippet on Instagram. Just from that, the cutting, everything is done to the T. So personally, I feel like that's some good TV there. I listen, every other politics shame, I get again. And then what else do we have? I mean, Ferrari is doing amazing this season so far. Leclerc is even like shook or is this me? Like, is this me? Ferrari is doing exceptionally well.
And Max is also doing well.
Max is doing very well,
So shout out to him.
Personally, I have my own agenda.
We all know.
I feel like as a racer, he's amazing, but as a person, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, and your team like Mercedes has to still find their, their pace, their rhythm. They have to get on track. Their power is lacking, heavy, and other teams like Haas is coming through.
And also, I think because they're such, I don't know, I could be wrong, but aren't they being policed in terms of the vehicle? I feel like their racing car, is so policed in terms of the specs of their vehicle. I feel like they make it intentionally difficult.
But every year, because there's like a new, there's a W13, W12, there's improvements that have to be made. So I think that's part of what happened as well, trying to better the engine, and then things are just like falling out of place in a way. But they'll find their rhythm. I mean, we're only 2 races in so far in this season. We still have pretty much the rest of the year. So who knows? The story can change anytime. Formula One is one sport that is truly unpredictable, to be honest. You cannot put anything to it. So it's exciting.
That's exciting.
I'm excited
right?
to see.
So that's the news for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed them, and if there are any corrections, just do it nicely.
Just nicely. It's kind of like abuser.
I don't even look at them anymore because I'm just like, fuck this. I'm not gonna. There are times where I look at them and I take my phone like, fuck. For the rest of the day, I'm emotional. Because the thing about it, I read the comments because I'm just like, I want to hear what the writers are saying, what they would like to improve. You know what I mean? Because it's a combined effort. We are kumbayaing this thing. You know what I mean? But I'll say that's probably
we have a very funny clip for you to watch.
Let's go check it out. Yes.
You're my honey bun, sugar plum, pumpy pumpkin. You're my sweetie pie. You're my cupcake, gumdrop, snickle, spickle.
Nazo.
Yeah.
Asimzik January better, guys.
Yeah, no, he's really on point. Really.
Mary, thing
Sometimes.
is about sound, guys. About no nix.
Yeah.
Aye.
It's all the sound that's in their head. They can't hear these people. You must ensure your ears, bro. Because one day,
The decibels are not
hey,
happening
bro, they're not gonna
anymore.
come back. Tell you about something. Apparently, look, guys, we haven't seen MASH in weeks, guys. Apparently, the relationship is in ICU. Now I'm wondering why MASH hasn't been coming to Podcast and Ride behind the scenes, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, maybe no. What? Can't you know about reserve tank?
Guys, anyway, welcome back.
Anyiwa. Oh, Mjolo. Yo, I
Anyway,
know, guys.
Moving right along
Fatu
to
kya
more.
lifu. Pumuti beetroot jo. Ki relationship. Yo, I know, guys. Sell by date. What's a sell by date?
Baka siya tafela ba hula di plak.
Le monna go la plaka jo. Go lo phila feti.
Mesh.
Relationship ya bo mesh. Tuluta li tuku jo.
Nana se kenza dugu sa
Ukinya
kipila
tuku lo
mo.
phila le ya. Relationship ya mesh wanyiwa jo.
Ay, man, basta kasi, man.
Yeah, no, that was a funny one. But anyway, let's get into it.
Anyway, so let's look into the most popular cars used in South Africa to date.
Yeah,
Ne?
yeah, and it's a second-hand market.
Yeah.
And it's always generally doing very, very well. So that's exciting. And I mean, look, a second-hand car, as long as you get it, and I think one thing that you need to be important, if you're going to get a second-hand car, make sure that it's probably still in maintenance and it's still in its service plan. You can look up its history, check its VIN number, you know what I mean? So look at if it, there's even support where you can even check if it has had an accident before. So those are things that are very, very important to just consider just before you buy a second-hand car. Look through it, like even open the doors to see how the doors open. Look at the paintwork, the consistency of the paintwork. It's very, very important to when you go into a second-hand car to make sure that you are very vigilant, because some, you know what, even some people do. Some dodgy dealerships, bro. If you've literally bumped your car at the back, they go to a scrapyard, go cut that part that was bumped, go to the scrapyard, get the other half, and then they just mesh it together. And then they just literally mash it. So they basically just put it together and you literally have two halves of one car, and then they sell it to you, which is a bit risky and it's very, very dangerous for you because you never know. I mean,
relationship.
yeah, just like that. You know what I mean? Anyway.
You must never tell anyone from podcast anything.
We'll talk about it. But yeah, just make sure that you're very, very vigilant when looking at cars. But let's look at some of the cars that are really, really popular right now.
Before we look into that, so you remember we had a conversation a couple of weeks ago about how a lot of the cars are doing so well in the market compared to the second-hand cars.
Yeah.
So in this case, do you think it's like they plus minus competing in a way?
Yeah, definitely.
Or the new cars are actually also still doing fairly well?
From some articles, they were saying that the new cars are doing fairly well as compared to the second-hand market. But the second-hand market will always be good, will always do well. It's not like it's doing bad because the other segment is doing a bit better. So, it's just doing better in general, you know what I mean? But also, I'm just wondering why people are buying cars, because like we're all working from home, you know what I mean? So chances are you only drive your car twice when you're going to the office, depending on how many times you go to the office. So it's kind of weird. But yeah, let's look at in terms of percentages of the whole entire market, what the second-hand market looks like. And of course, we know the most popular one coming from VW, yes, the Polo, sitting with the 6.5%,
5%
of the market. So that it's the biggest one actually in
Yeah.
terms of passenger vehicles. You get into your Toyota Hilux with like 5%. You have your Ford Ranger with 3%. And funny enough, these vehicles are the high-risk vehicles. And like, you see what I was telling you about in terms of demand and why they're being stolen is because of the demand of the vehicles. Even in the second-hand space, they're still doing very, very well, as even compared to the first-hand space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it seems like the C-Class is also doing well. Doing a little bit just under the BMW 3 Series. And I think it also comes down to price and spec, because honestly, I can be honest with you, a BMW in terms of price and spec compared to the options that are available on a C-Class, I feel like a lot of people will buy the C3 Series because they feel like it's a bit of a better buy in terms of the options that are put in there. I could be, I don't think I am wrong, but just from the market and just from the interviews of people who, they do compare. They're like, you know what, I wanted a C-Class, but I looked at the pricing in terms of that. And also, people don't realize that the resale price of a BMW isn't as good. It doesn't retain resale value.
No.
It drops value very, very fast. So that's why you were able to get second-hand BMWs a little bit cheaper, because the resale value isn't as good as maybe the Mercedes-Benz. It's, you know what, we can compare, we can fight and say, hey, but in general,
it's
a back and forth, and it will depend kilometers, how the state of the car is. There's a lot of factors that contribute to the ultimate price of a vehicle. But in general, people, even like on consensus on the streets, when people talk about it, they're like, when they've bought BMWs, they'll say, you know what, dog, I feel like the resale value of my BMW wasn't as good in terms of the C-Class, you know what I mean? So, I can imagine why they sell a little bit more, but I still think they're really, really beautiful. The G20, honestly, looking at the G20 and looking at the new C-Class, I still think the G20 looks a bit nicer than the is it the G20 or the G30? But I'll look and correct myself. But anyway, moving on, we have the Golf as well. It's selling with 2.78. And remember, the Golf is not there anymore. The VW only sells GTIs and Golf Rs now. They don't sell the normal TSI anymore with the new vehicle. So this one will probably go up, probably because you can't find them anymore. It might just go up because there are no new ones that are coming through. So if you want a Golf, you will have to settle for a second-hand one, or the ones that are already on the market in terms of before they sell out, new ones before they sell out. And we have the Fortuner at 2.12%, the Toyota Corolla, and right at 1.3%, and the Nissan NP200 at 1.5%.
No, the Corolla's at 1.6.
1.6, sorry, yeah. The Nissan NP200 is at 1.52% of the market. So, it looks like second-hand cars are still doing very well. It's very, very funny that in your small utility buggies, the only one is the NP200. You're not seeing other ones, but people don't really buy them as much. And they're not including the commercial vehicles as well, like your lorries and your what, but just the consumer vehicles. So that's interesting. Very, very enough. Very much.
Second-hand market is looking very, very sharp, guys. So if only couple of thousands, hundreds of thousands, that you can spare to get yourself a new spec, do so. Second-hand, you'll find there are actually really nice second-hand cars. Maybe a fresh new car that was involved in an accident and someone was like, I'm not really feeling this baby no more. And then you might just be lucky enough to get yourself a car that was pretty much almost brand new. So
it's the BMW G30. It's not the G20, it's the BMW G30. Yeah,
before batla for it.
Now I'm like toilet the comment and done. Yes.
Anyway, you went to the plant for the other time. Tell us about that.
Like Ford has probably made one of the biggest investments in terms of revamping their plant. They have a plant called Silverton, right? Okay. And that's where they make the Ranger and the Everest, right?
Nice.
They pumped in $1 billion, dude.
What?
Yeah, that's a whole billion. I think it's like 15.8 billion rand. That's going into fixing the whole plant. And there's so many things they're going to be doing. Like there's even plans they're going to go off the grid. They've literally started building solar panels all over the place so that they can actually generate their own electricity. Like, the plant is a massive. But they're still making the previous generation. When I was there, they were still making the previous generation Ranger and Everest. But they revealed the new generation, which looks amazing.
I saw some of the snaps on
Oh,
Instagram. That
yes.
was clean.
It was clean. But they said that it's still the international version. It might vary by the times it comes out. So we can't wait to see what that is all about. But I'm excited about it, dude. The investment is great. They're going to, already in JS, they've created over 1,200 jobs. And apparently they're going to create, I'll probably correct myself in the video, but I think around 10,000 jobs that they might be creating because of this investment. So, guys, if it's not Spani right now, go forward and go apply.
I
might as well go apply. You never know. Just putting it in there. You know what I mean? I don't mind. But I'm excited about that. I can't wait. And I'm hoping that we'll see a lot of changes from Ford. So let's check it out where they make some of the Ford Rangers and the Ford Everest, man. Ford invests $1 billion to the modernization and expansion of South Africa's manufacturing of the all-new Ranger. We're hiring an additional 1,200 team members to support the expanded production, bringing its workforce in South Africa to 5,500 employees. The investment will create an additional 10,000 new jobs across Ford's local supplier network. The annual installed capacity of the Silverton plant will increase to 200,000 vehicles from 168,000, supporting production of the all-new Ford Ranger pickup truck for domestic market and export over 100 global markets. The plant will also be manufacturing the Volkswagen pickup trucks as a part of the Ford VW Strategic Alliance.
Alright, guys, welcome back. Your podcast relaxa the whole day. Literally, you can get here feeling so low and then leave here.
But also,
energetic.
how can you not hang out with Soul and not be funny? You know?
Come on.
These guys are always with Soul,
Come
bruh.
on.
So they have to bring those punchlines and the funny shit. You know what I mean? That's
Definitely.
quite cool. That's quite cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was the cool segment, right? Insert right there, and I think it's cool, man. Just to find out a little bit more about what's happening in South Africa, and just to show Riaz as really boss of it, really boss. You know,
and
that's
there's a lot
cool.
of growth in the car manufacturers that are based here in South Africa.
And they're investing quite a lot to make sure that we are getting more jobs, especially in this economy.
Hey, when you?
Yo.
Ay, la
When you
laza,
was that?
yo.
Wanyiwa.
Dizzy.
But anyway, events.
Events
Doing quite a few
coming
events,
up.
man. I'm excited about that. Reno's hosting
Reno.
a private evening with Reno. So unfortunately, we can't come through, but it's exclusive and invite only. I mean, Ravaka exclusive and invites only.
But we'll definitely share with you guys. Definitely we'll have
it looks
an
like it's going to be
insert.
really, really cool. I can't wait for that one. It's on the 8th of April. Yeah. And
have-
Paul Malega.
Paul Malega Luxurious Wraps is also having a nice bubbles event.
Yeah.
Which is something I'm totally amped for. So we're totally looking forward to
And
that.
I'm excited for the cars that are going to be there because everyone knows that he brings it when it comes to cars.
Hold on
bro.
a luxurious wraps.
And I think he's still there. I think Paul never doesn't want to hint, but I think he drives my dream car. Yes.
You think so?
I think he drives an Urus, guys. Because I've seen he posted in a lot of like in a garage, man, with an Urus, man. And I sent him a message. I'm like, hey, dog, just once. Drive a Urus just once. You know what I mean? So I'm expecting very, very nice cars there. Very, very high-end, expensive.
And
G-Wagons,
old school.
Rolls Royces, and old school, hopefully, as well. I'm excited about that.
Classic cars.
So shout out to Paul, man. He's
Shout
always
out to
hitting us
Paul.
up. Yeah, man. And we're going to have a nice event as well.
We're having a very nice event. We've got something really exciting coming up. Barry, I'm bursting the bubble or whatever. But now at least we can share the news with you guys. We've got a breakfast run coming up in a couple of weeks. Our very first event.
Yes.
Yeah, podcast and ride.
And then Rago Kai. Val Papa.
Aval in Chaka.
18 I'm excited about
We'll
that.
be at home. Our very first event will be in the Val. So we're very excited about that.
Yeah, so bring your whips. It's not even a specific category. My man, if you have a Kentucky Rounder, bring your Kentucky Rounder, man.
Even if you've got a bike.
If you have a bike, come through, man. It's
Yeah.
going to be very, very exciting. I can't wait for that one to interact with Val Kaufela.
And where we having this literal breakfast run is one of the hottest spots in the Valkas, is
Yeah.
112. So of course you don't want to miss that.
Exactly,
Trust
that's
me.
very, very exciting. So drive around from wherever you're coming from. Make sure you come through. We'll give you all the details in terms of when the date is.
Also,
So,
yeah, Val.
I mean, give
So even if you're not from Val, come through.
yeah,
Come have
because
a good
when you
time
were
with
Val,
us.
how do you think Sol had a leg of his tour there?
Yo, I saw that.
Yo.
So I had a good time in the Val as well.
So when you are, so it's
Yeah.
very, very exciting. Hopefully, I want to hit Pretoria.
Yeah.
Because I think Pretoria is lit.
We're gonna have quite a few. We're gonna have quite a few.
I don't know ya Mami Lodi social. Yo, I don't know who that's how TV. You drive a Polo. Yo.
Khutla Snamabo.
Hey, Donna, I was not gonna but you know what? I can't wait. I wanna hit Pretoria up next. So if you are in Pretoria, we'll definitely be knocking on your door very, very soon. That's
And
very
there's quite a
exciting.
couple of, riders that are in Cape Town asking us to come shoot something really dope.
yeah.
So if you've got a space also that is really nice and you want us to come shoot out at your place, even if it's just an insert, just for us to walk around, get to know more about what you're doing and your space and whatever not, invite us.
So to
And we'll
leave, but
definitely
Mama
come
try to
through.
host Joe at a club,
Nagere fela,
the party, on a poster.
the money.
Yeah.
Let's talk money.
If you want us to host, we'll host.
No,
I'm
okay,
not gonna promise I'll be sober throughout the whole night. Because have you seen people who host are always like they're not like, I'm there to party, chief.
You're all there for the party.
I am going to party.
No,
So
in
just know.
general, if you want to do anything with
Yeah.
us, guys, send us emails, hit us up, leave a comment. We definitely go through the comments, so we'll
Yeah.
definitely check it out.
Yeah, and talk about because I get a lot of riders that hit me up, dog.
I can say next so now I'm trying to make some starting. I'm trying to band.
Man, wena o kile ipona?
Ay man.
Wa itsa gwa baba.
Ay man.
Wa itsa gwa baba ya
I
o
mean,
tla
there's
o
also
thuli.
females, guys, that watch the show, and no one ever really says hi to me. King, like Halimponi.
O nkile ipona.
Ah man,
When would you come up to Tuli and like, hello, mom?
Vele.
O batla president ya Bentley. No. No one's gonna come
I'm
to
never
you.
gonna forgive you for that.
Yeah, no. So, I know. But come to Tuli, guys. She's very, very nice.
I love you guys all. But
She
anyway,
just has a bit of a bitch resting face.
really, do I?
Sometimes.
Really?
Sometimes can I not share like fuck Msanjo, she's in the mood. I'm just like I can.
I don't think that's true.
I think so.
I don't think that's
You're my
true.
homeboy, but I know. But anyway, yeah,
Anyway.
I think hit us up. I met one Kikabelo. It was like, hey, dog, if you don't shout out to me, I am going to put it in the comments. Or hey, you're not shouting out to
out
me.
Kikabelo.
There was Naledi as well. And a lot of people, sometimes I meet them and I don't remember their names because I'm not
He's not sober.
Exactly. And I'm here. I'm at a club to have fun. So I'm not going to remember everyone. But thank you so much for all the riders who keep coming through and like, we check out the show. We love it. And yeah, man, they're loving the
Yeah.
vibe. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys so much.
Yeah.
This is one big happy family.
Yeah.
And we're here to grow and to create more. So we're
Yeah.
looking forward to all of that.
Yeah, and lastly, the fight, right? The fight is coming up. Nak is finally going to be taking on Cass. I'm very,
On the
very
9th
excited.
of
On the
April.
9th of April in Sun City. If you haven't booked your tickets, go through. I don't know how the sales are doing but I remember there were packages and the lowest package was already sold out.
Crazy.
So I'm thinking even the packages are selling out. So check them out if you want to go watch the match. I'm excited about that because it's going to be nice to watch Cass's ass get beat, bro.
I don't know whose side I'm on, but because my
What?
boy.
Sama. That's-
No.
okay, boo.
Because me, vele, I always say, how I'm always like, whoever wins, shout outs to you. But because my boy is Nak, of course, I automatically fall on the other side.
Yeah, definitely. Nak is gonna knock him out. So yeah,
But anyway, shout
I'm
out to
excited.
Nak, man.
Yeah, good
All
luck
the
to you,
best.
bro.
All
And
the
we're
best.
chilling. We're like literally cheering on, man. We're cheering you on, and I know from everyone from the Podcast and Chill Network, everyone. I know from MacG, from to Momes, to Potato, everyone here is rooting for you, and we know, dog, that you're gonna bring it home, bro. And I can't wait for that
Definitely.
one. Shout out to Red Cherry Studio.
Definitely, this is home. So make sure that you come through, check it out. It's a beautiful space. It's got how
Everything
many
you need.
studios?
A lot.
Quite a number, So
Yeah.
they have literally everything you need.
Yeah.
Make sure you come check out Red Cherry Studio for all your studio needs.
And of course, podcasting as well. There's green screens, yonki into. There's even coffee. So
Yeah, there's
And,
coffee and
yeah.
there's a nice makeup room.
yeah.
So make sure you come check it out.
Yeah, man. Look, as much as we have fun talking about a lot of stuff right here on Podcast and Ride, and we mention sometimes that we do get a bit lit, we always try to remember and remind people that to not drink and drive, and that's very, 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 very important, right?
Yep, that's right. So make sure whatever you do, wherever you are, if you're out at night, that you have a designated driver, especially if you're going to gigs or groove or anything like that. You must at least have one person sober in the car that is very responsible and that will make sure that everyone gets home safe and sound.
Yeah, man. Or Uber.
Oh, Uber.
Or Uber
But
yourselves.
don't drink and drive, smoke and fly. Kadlala. Just be safe out there on the road, guys. Love you all.
Hit us up, hashtag Podcast and Ride, like, comment, do all the shit that all the YouTubers say we must do. But yeah, we'll see you again in the next 2 weeks.
All
Right?
the shit that all the YouTubers.
Hey, I get it. They always say you must like what,
Hit the
comment,
bell.
have the bell, what, all the stuff. Do that. And we'll see you in the next 2 weeks.
Bye, guys.
Have a
See you
fantastic
soon.
one. Bye.